Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Jared at 3Cs. Today we're going to talk about the all-new U10 Pro XL. Check this thing out. U10 Pro is by far already the best-selling UTV in our dealership. Been doing this for 30 years, and we are so pumped with this new model. We have customers that had U-Force 1000s. They're like, we're good. We just bought 6 months ago. They came in, they test drove, unloading their U-Force 1000s off the trailer, taking home a U10 Pro. So please go drive these things. Go check them out. They are so silky smooth. Just the power delivery, the all-new clutch, the electronic shift stuff, it's huge. It's changing everything for us here at 3Cs with the CFMOTO brand. So let's hop into this new XL and go from there. So our first two just came in. One is black and one is red. The red is the same red as the regular U10 Pro. So that one's still being built. It's not out here next to this one. This one is sold. So Dave added a front glass tip-out windshield, a rear window, and we are waiting for his lower door kit to arrive. So he's doing full doors. Dave is doing full doors. So this will be fully enclosed, and he wanted a front bumper, which we just sold out of bumpers last week. So we're waiting for bumpers to come in. So this is an XL. So keep in mind, the only two accessories currently on this machine, window, rear window. So everything else we talk about, if you guys go into your dealership to look at these, it's a base machine. So right in the front, you're just going to check out the ground clearance. The size of these tires is huge. Check that out. It's so cool. Standard equipment. The lower A-arm is arched down there. CFMOTO winch, they updated their hook. Looks really cool. And I think the free spool mode is on the other side. So let's go over here, check that out. That way you guys at home, if you're into the winch thing, way up in there, there's our winch. See, our radiator is tucked in behind, a lot of protection in front of it, but it's still going to be easy to get in there, clean that thing out. Wheel wells are going to take a lot of this mud and shed it straight down and out. And it's not very deep, so if you guys are hosing this out, it's not as much work as it used to be. It's all right here. And look how beefy these A-arms are. Look how thick these things are compared to like the regular U-Force 1000s. Way thicker in the front. We got our master cylinder in the front for the brakes. What size tires are these things? I haven't even read. Let's see. 29s. Huge. So cool. Stock tire, you're getting a 29. You're not going to spend like another $1,800 on tire upgrades right away. Now, the only downfall for some of my customers is how big of a step it's going to be to get into these, right? So that was at my dealer meeting when we were there. My initial thought was, man, that's a really tall step to get into. So I got to be careful with age groups of customers and their ability to get into it. I'm not trying to make anybody feel bad. It's just a sales thing. For example, we're going to take a second to pause. Look over here. Here's a U-Force 1000, and I don't have a tape measure, so this is pretty hard to tell, but like there. See how easy of a step the regular U-Force 1000 is to get into? You can see how much lower it sits. So much higher on the XL, more ground clearance, but harder to get into. All the U10 Pros come with an audio, so that's why the antenna is already on the hood. And we do have the mirrors that rotate, so if you're trying to sneak in the woods, look at that, they fold all the way in. So whether it's in the woods or in the garage, easy to do. There's the audio unit in the back right here. Check that out. Pretty sweet, easily mounted, way up out of the way. You know, not losing any headspace. Some of these aftermarket audios hang down so far, you're whacking your head on it. Not an enjoyable experience. And inside the cab here, you can see this is the power tip out, and the controls for this are way up here. So there's our power tip out. I'll run it for you guys here in a minute when we actually turn the key on. Now heater kits are coming. We just ordered our first set of stuff yesterday. Pretty exciting. So the knockouts, 1, 2, 3, and then the same 3 on the other side around the dash. This is a tough looking dash. I love it. It's got a lot of style to it. And here, glove box. Now, I have mentioned in the regular U-Force video or U10 Pro, these are not very deep. You can see how shallow of a glove box that is. Kind of disappointing. I think I understand why, for the ducting to run behind it for when we get the AC units coming. This is not air conditioned, but in the future there will be. I think that's why everything is so shallow. So here's like the driver's side, actually a little deeper, I think. And controller for the winch and the dump box are in there. So, which brings me to these controls. So turf lock. This has unlocking rear differential, which is so cool. CFMOTO has never had that before until this year. You can unlock the rear end, so you have one-wheel drive, which will not tear up like the driveway or the grass, especially this time of year. The grass is so soft. Radio controls, radio volume control, mode, you know, work mode or normal. and then downhill descent control, parking brake off, dump box, winch in and out, and then talk to text or talk to your display. This has got Apple CarPlay in it. Now, I just said that this controller will do your dump box and your winch. It does. It plugs in under the dash over here. There's two different spots for it. Sorry for the sunlight beaming it there. There you go. There's the actual. So you've got two different plugins. If you want to control the winch, you go on the one. You want to plug the dump box in, you go to the other one. Or if you just want to do it right from the dash, you can. You don't have to plug that in. A 12 volt here, USB here, and then this is our new electronic shift with our, cool, check this out, it's like a key fob now with the CFMOTOs, the U10 Pros. Put the key fob in, push button start, which is pretty awesome. Foot has to be on the brake for it to start though. And then on that side we have our four-wheel drive, two-wheel, four-wheel diff lock, and then, sorry, I'm like reaching all the way across. Right over here would be our light switch. So easy to do. Steering wheel still tilts up and down, no different there. Now one underneath here, I don't think that this has much to offer. Oh dude, check that out. It does. It's got cup holders. Okay. I was expecting the back one. Okay, anyway. So we got cup holders and like a cell phone slot. That is super cool. I was not expecting that. First time I've tipped that down. And then underneath the seats, it's just open storage. So you can see, you can access it from the front. You could slide a bin in, and it's really not going to hinder the passenger's feet because your feet and the passenger are going to be here. You still have like a foot or so easily up there. So it's all open underneath. I was thinking, I don't know, clear storage bins, but they might slide around. So I'm not sure the best way to get storage in there yet is going to be. I'm sure you folks at home are going to be crafty, sharing your ideas on all the chat forums and groups. So let's give you guys a better look at this four-wheel drive switch here, because I was reaching all the way across. Light switch, cup holder, and then gas and brake, easy to control. Let's talk about the premium seats real quick. These things are awesome. People come in the dealership, first thing they do, should not have that done, is they literally just sit in these seats and they're so comfortable. It's like an immediate comfort level. Just first time with CFMOTO going that crazy with comfort. And then if we hop in here, I'm 6'5", by the way. I'm super tall. Let's turn this thing around. Get you guys some tall guy action here. So 6'5", check this out. Plenty of headspace. Look at all the room down here. So if you guys are going hunting, taking people with you, look at, I got plenty of room for my knees. It's really cool. So I know out west, these are gonna sell like crazy in the mountains, calling all your buddies around. Let's see, USB 12 volt cup holders in the back, a nice easy grab handle. Now this one in the back, I was expecting to see the battery. Obviously the front you wouldn't. Yeah, okay, cool. So there's the battery. It's all right here and behind. There's not a cup holder in this, is there? No, okay, it's just a tray. So this is what the standard U10 Pros come with, is this setup. Obviously because you don't have the second row seats there. So that just kind of pushes back in. And again, the seats are super comfortable. Go toward the back. We got our dump box in the back. Click that back in. And we obviously I can't just like tilt it anymore by hand. We gotta actually have the key power on. But look at the ground clearance in the back of this thing. It's insane. So cool. It's incredible, really. And then you got the tailgate. Now, one thing I'm not pumped on the tailgates, not gonna lie, are these little straps right here. So these birds are loud today. And if you do this like 40 times, or I don't know how many times, but this little thing can pop out and then it doesn't catch. So it's not all great, right? So I wish those were a little bit better design. Of course, now that I'm doing it, these ones are acting perfect, and why wouldn't they? But in the showroom, once in a while, these little things will pop out, and then you just have to clip it back in. I guess if that's my biggest complaint, we're good. Over here is our 12 volt outlet, which is so cool. Look at that. In the dump box, there's power. I just think it's so sick. CFMOTOs, and then down here, they've got some cool measuring tapes. I'm not sure if you're fishing or something, whatever. 330 pounds on the tailgate. I think it's 1,500 pounds in the dump box. It used to be 1,000. I think it's increased quite a bit. Reverse lights, tail lights. Let's turn the key on. So to do this, all we're gonna do, get my gimbal to catch up here, because the key fob is in. I hit it. It's gonna take a second for it to do its thing here. Try to get some of these back in. And I'm gonna run the dump bed. So so this is what I'm gonna be pushing on, is the up. But I'm gonna show you guys what's actually happening. So let's go over here, get my long arms. You can kind of see it going up. Let's see. Check this out. So, look how high that dumps. It's a really good angle. What's that, 45 degrees right there maybe? What I like about this new U10 Pro design is that the frame goes all the way around. There's not like bars going through the middle. It's really cool. It's like easy to get to everything. So you got your clutches here. Clutch exhaust is here. You got your inline 3 now. It's really cool design, super quiet. And ECU is on that side. Obviously the battery is in that battery tray there. Oh, air filter. Let's show you that. That's not going to be under the dump box, but I was thinking all the mechanical stuff here. Let's open this up here. And if I can do it with one hand, what I'm doing is I'm pulling up on this seat. There. And I think, sorry, one hand is a little tough with this stuff here. Now underneath here is our air box. So if I pull up on this, here's our air filter. So, let's see if I can show it to you guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And there you go. There's your air filter. So easy to get to. Same idea, just a paper filter. You can blow it out. And then obviously just to reinstall, I'd put all 6 of those clips on, put that back on, put the seat on. So air filter, dipstick. Oh, look at that. Oil filter, super easy to get to right here. We have not done an oil change video yet on one of these for the channel, but stay tuned. So if you want maintenance videos, I'm going to go more in depth with oil change and stuff like that. As they come in, we do a ton of tech videos as well. So let's put that back together and then we're going to go drive this thing around. Okay, so now I'm going to put my foot on the brake this time. I'm going to hit the start button. Look at that thing. Just starts and purrs. It's incredible. And our dump box is still up. If I can rotate you fast. Our gimbal, all brand new gimbal. Super pumped on it. There it goes. Check that out. Going down. So I'm going to start turning the gimbal now so we can be ready to rock and roll. You can hear it locking in down there. And it's not connected to my phone, so it's trying to... And I'm still learning this display. I apologize. I need Cam. I have a high schooler that works for us after school. I need him here to do all this with you guys because I'm not into it. I don't know. There's navigation, close. I know it's not connected. Just wanted like a main screen to show you guys. I think sometimes if I go here, I've figured out that this gives you some of both. Okay, so at least we got, there we go, now it's popping up. So there's our display, fuel level, temp, parking brake is on. So what we're gonna do, probably should put this little side net up. Okay, so, let's give you guys the front window. So, ready? Look how fast that moves. Isn't that sick? Look how far up it goes. I'm 6'5", and you're at my eye level right now. It's perfect. You can see everything. It's so awesome with this thing. We're gonna go back down with it. You can see my hand up there. I'm not sure how much I would drive these with them open. And I say that because it's not the strength of the cylinder or the window, it's just I'm not sure how strong this tab is if you're ripping at like 60 mile an hour down the road. So I'm sure people are gonna have a lot of stories on how long it lasted. So, and what we're gonna do, we're in park. I'm gonna put it right in high range. You can see it switch to H there. And these are so silky smooth. Like literally, you just drive away. The power steering, obviously, it's literally one finger turning on this thing. Things just take off. It is so cool. Such a fun machine. And right now, we've got the rear end locked according to the screen. Or no, it's unlocked. And I can feel that it's not dragging. So let's do a full turn here. Wow, this is turning sharp. No way. The gimbal's trying to keep up. Apologize. We are turning so incredibly sharp right here. This is crazy. I wish I had a second person here to help show how tight of a circle I'm turning right now. That's what that turf mode gives you though. So I'm gonna lock the rear end in. Look at that. It just showed on the screen that the rear end is locked. And so now you hear it. It's scrubbing. And you're gonna see it in a second. Watch, keep looking. You're gonna notice. You hear it. I'm so pumped on turf mode. Look at that right there. Coming back around. That's what's going to do to your lawn and your driveway. It's going to tear up your tires. Look how much I dug that up. That's crazy. This is a pretty hard driveway. You have semis rolling up in here. So let's go back to turf mode because we don't want to tear anything up. Incredible. So pumped on turf mode. Okay, so now let's go over and park this thing on this hill over here. So this is the hill we're heading toward. I call it a hill. It's our loading dock. It's actually a pretty mean angle. At least you feel it whenever you're trying to unload something. So we are up on this now. This is the steepest part of this transition. When we're unloading semis, it's flat, and then it really down. I need to make it a little bit longer, I think, at least for my comfort level. So we're gonna put this thing in park. I can feel that the pedal just sucked down further. We're in park, parking brake is on. Feet are off. We're on this angle. I don't know if you can tell. It's horrible. Sorry. We're on a pretty lean angle right here. I'm going to rock it. I'm really going to try to force this thing to have a really bad time. Because if you guys know with these, traditionally, if you do that in park on a hill, you know what? We're going to get out. We're going to show this angle just to give a little bit of a depth to it. I'm going to get out and I'm going to walk down this hill here. There we go. Look at that. That's the angle. It's not gnarly, but it's an angle. It doesn't look as cool on film, that's for sure. So we're gonna hop back in here. And again, I gotta get my seatbelt back on because these things will not go over 10 miles an hour without it. Back in line. Okay, so now didn't cut the film. We're gonna let's go forward again because that would be harder, I think. Let's do low range though, because we're on a hill. Okay, it's got low. The low is illuminated there. Insane, absolutely insane. Check that out. It's going to roll backwards, of course, because I let off the throttle. I'm going to go back and park around the hill still. I let off of everything. This is big, guys. I hope everybody understands how awesome this is. We'll do reverse because I want to keep going down the hill. R. What's funny, what's cool is that I was in park and it sucked the foot brake down further. It still has the park activated. And it's not moving, you know, even though it's in reverse right now, because of this electronic shift, until I give it throttle, it's not going to let it roll away. I'm also curious if I turn the parking brake off, let's see what happens, if it's going to freewheel. Okay, it doesn't think the parking brake is on because it thinks it's in reverse. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tap the throttle. There, I barely touched the throttle, and now we're freewheeling away from it. So man, I'm so excited with that. And that's literally, I bring customers over to this, and this is all that it takes. You're just like, you've been frustrated, I understand, you know, you're on a hill at home, and it's exciting where CFMOTO's headed with these things. So we can head back down to the shop here. The only thing I'm going to disappoint you guys with in this video is I'm not going to go over the display. I'm not educated enough on them yet. It sounds silly, but they're so in depth. There's so many screens on those. I wanted to get out while it's still running so you guys could hear it. Let's turn some lights on. So lights are off. Let's go right to high beam. Let's do it. So check that out. Check out those cool runners down there. That is sick. You know what's really cool is that when lights were off, there were no lights on. And you know why it's important? It's because for my guys that are hunting, they get so mad if there's any light at all. No, those aren't lights. It's just like a chrome finish. That's huge. Let's see if the taillights are off all the way. Nah, they're probably still on because by law. No, they're off. You guys, that's huge. That's a big thing as well. All my guys that hunt, they're like, in the past, there's always been a running light. And what I mean by that is like this little shadow would be on or something on the four-wheelers or side-by-side. It would make them so mad because they're trying to sneak into the woods, and at that moment Every little twig is a big deal, like, you know, and then lighting too, of course. So that's huge, that when you turn the lights off, they're truly off. That's a cool JPEG right there too. Let's check that out. That's a cool one. We'll save that. So that's my first initial walk around, guys. As we get machines in for service, we're gonna do service work on them. We'll video it. Taillights in the back look really cool. So hope you guys found the video helpful. If you're local to us, stop down and check these things out. We're right off I-86. We're in Western New York. We do a ton of CFMOTOs. Thanks for watching our videos. Hope you guys found it helpful. Enjoy the ride, and we'll see you on the trail.